30 years ago, the diabetes conversation in Black communities sounded like this. Watch your sugar, take your medication, come back in 3 months. And Black women did exactly that. They watched their sugar, they took their medication, they came back every 3 months. And 30 years later, diabetes is still the second leading cause of death among Black women in America, and the conversation has barely changed. Something is wrong with that picture. Not with the women following the advice, with the advice itself. Because 30 years of research, the studies that were published, the clinical trials that were completed, the findings that quietly accumulated in medical journals that never made it into the 15-minute appointment, have produced a fundamentally different understanding of what diabetes actually is, what causes it in Black women specifically, and what actually works to manage and, in some cases, reverse it. That understanding has not been making it to your table. Until today. 10 lessons. 30 years of honest diabetes research condensed into the 18 minutes that your appointments never gave you. The information that belongs in your hands, delivered in the time it takes to drink a cup of tea. This is the diabetes conversation Black women over 50 have been waiting 30 years to have. Let us have it. Before we get into the 10 lessons, let us spend 2 minutes understanding why this conversation is so specifically overdue for Black women over 50, because the context changes the weight of every lesson that follows. Black women develop type 2 diabetes at nearly twice the rate of white women in America. They develop it earlier, they experience more severe complications, including higher rates of diabetic kidney disease, diabetic retinopathy, and lower limb amputation, and they are less likely to achieve glycemic control through standard treatment protocols than white patients receiving the same medications and the same dietary guidance. These disparities are not explained by genetics alone. Research published over the last 3 decades has consistently shown that the social determinants of health, chronic stress, limited access to fresh food, lower quality health care, the weathering effect of decades of navigating systemic racism in a Black woman's body, are primary drivers of both the elevated incidence and the elevated severity of type 2 diabetes in this demographic. Yet the standard diabetes management conversation delivered in most clinical settings was developed from research conducted primarily on white male patients, assumes a food environment that does not reflect the cultural reality of most Black households, and rarely addresses the stress-driven biological mechanisms that are central to diabetes development in Black women specifically. 30 years of research have produced the tools. These are 10 lessons. Let us go through them one by one. Lesson number 1. Diabetes is not a sugar problem. It is an insulin problem. The truth, type 2 diabetes is caused by insulin resistance, the progressive failure of cells to respond to insulin, not simply by eating too much sugar. Sugar worsens it, but cortisol, inflammation, poor sleep, and processed food all drive insulin resistance independently of sugar consumption. Why it matters for Black women? A Black woman who eats no candy can still develop significant insulin resistance through chronic stress alone. Watching sugar without addressing the other drivers is managing one branch of a tree with multiple roots. The one thing to do today? Stop asking how much sugar did I eat and start asking what is driving my insulin resistance. Then address every answer on that list. Lesson number 2. Pre-diabetes is the window you cannot afford to miss. The truth, research from the landmark diabetes prevention trial found that intensive lifestyle intervention during pre-diabetes prevents or delays type 2 diabetes in 58% of cases, rising to 71% in adults over 60. Prediabetes is largely reversible. Type 2 diabetes is significantly harder to reverse. Why it matters for Black women? Black women are more likely than any other group to progress from prediabetes to diabetes without intervention, and less likely to be told that reversal is possible. The one thing to do today? Ask your doctor specifically for a fasting glucose and HbA1c test. If your numbers are in the pre-diabetes range, that is not bad news. That is your window. Walk through it. Lesson number 3. Your A1C number tells a different story in Black women. The truth, research published in JAMA Internal Medicine found that Black patients have systematically higher HbA1c readings than white patients with identical blood sugar levels due to a genetic difference in red blood cell lifespan that causes artificial HbA1c elevation. Some Black women are being overtreated, others undertreated, based on a test not calibrated for their biology. The one thing to do today? Bring this research to your next appointment and ask whether fasting glucose or continuous glucose monitoring would provide a more accurate picture of your specific blood sugar control. Lesson number 4. Inflammation drives diabetes more than sugar does. The truth, 30 years of research confirms that chronic systemic inflammation, not just sugar, is a primary driver of insulin resistance. Inflammatory cytokines directly impair insulin receptor function, promote liver glucose overproduction, and damage the pancreatic beta cells that produce insulin. Why it matters for Black women? The weathering effect produces chronic systemic inflammation in Black women's bodies decades before diabetes is diagnosed. The inflammation was driving the insulin resistance long before the diagnosis arrived. The one thing to do today? Add one anti-inflammatory food to every meal. Turmeric and black pepper in eggs, hibiscus tea instead of sweet tea, blueberries in oatmeal. Reduce inflammation daily and you reduce insulin resistance daily. Lesson number 5. The gut microbiome connection nobody is talking about. The truth, research published in Nature established that specific gut bacterial communities produce compounds that directly improve insulin sensitivity and regulate blood sugar. A disrupted gut microbiome caused by antibiotics, processed food, and chronic stress directly impairs the body's ability to manage glucose. Why it matters for Black women? Higher rates of antibiotic use, processed food consumption, and chronic stress in this demographic have produced gut microbiome disruption that is an under-recognized driver of the disproportionate diabetes rates in Black women. The one thing to do today? Add one fermented food to your daily routine. Plain yogurt, buttermilk, kimchi, or kombucha. Start rebuilding the gut bacterial community that your insulin sensitivity depends on. Lesson number 6. Stress management is diabetes management. The truth, a study published in Diabetes Care found that mindfulness-based stress reduction produced clinically significant improvements in HbA1c comparable to adding a second diabetes medication. Cortisol raises blood sugar directly by stimulating the liver to produce glucose even when blood sugar is already elevated. Why it matters for Black women? The chronic cortisol load of the weathering effect is raising blood sugar in Black women independently of everything they eat. Dietary changes alone cannot fully compensate for a cortisol system running at chronic overdrive. The one thing to do today? 10 minutes of intentional stillness every morning before the day begins. Prayer, breathing, silence. Your cortisol responds to this within days. Your blood sugar follows within weeks. Lesson number 7. The best exercise for diabetes is not what you think. The truth, resistance training produces significantly greater and more sustained improvements in insulin sensitivity than aerobic exercise alone, because muscle tissue is the primary site of glucose disposal in the body. More muscle mass means more capacity to clear blood sugar after meals. Why it matters for black women? Most black women with diabetes have been prescribed walking and cardio. Walking is valuable, but resistance training is the specific exercise stimulus that rebuilds the glucose disposal capacity that insulin resistance has impaired. The one thing to do today: add 2 sessions of resistance training per week. Chair squats, wall push-ups, resistance bands. No gym required, just muscles working against load 2 times a week. Lesson number 8. Sleep is a diabetes medication you are not taking. The truth, research published in the Annals of Internal Medicine found that a single night of sleep restriction reduces insulin sensitivity by 25% the following day, comparable to gaining 10 to 15 pounds in terms of metabolic impact. Chronic poor sleep is chronic insulin resistance. Why it matters for black women? Most black women over 50 are chronically undersleeping, and the insulin sensitivity impairment from that chronic sleep debt is compounding every other diabetes management effort they are making. The one thing to do today: set a hard sleep time tonight. Not a suggestion, a non-negotiable. The same discipline you bring to your medication schedule belongs on your sleep schedule. 7 to 9 hours is your diabetes medication. Lesson number 9. The foods that heal diabetes are already in your kitchen. The truth, 30 years of nutritional research has confirmed the blood sugar protective properties of traditional black kitchen staples. Okra slows glucose absorption. Apple cider vinegar reduces post-meal blood sugar spikes by up to 34%. Cinnamon improves insulin receptor sensitivity. Moringa reduces insulin resistance. Hibiscus improves glucose metabolism. Bitter melon mimics insulin action at the cellular level. Why it matters for black women? The ancestral kitchen was managing blood sugar before anyone had a word for insulin resistance. The pharmacy was always on the table. The one thing to do today: add apple cider vinegar to your greens tonight. Add cinnamon to your oatmeal tomorrow morning. Start with what is already in your kitchen and build from there. Lesson number 10. Diabetes is manageable and in some cases reversible, but only with the right information. The truth, the direct trial published in The Lancet found that 46% of participants achieved type 2 diabetes remission at 1 year through lifestyle intervention alone, defined as HbA1c below 6.5% without diabetes medication. Remission is a real clinical outcome. Most black women with diabetes have never been told it is possible for them. Why it matters for black women? The clinical conversation about diabetes remission has not reached black communities with the same urgency it has reached other demographics. The possibility exists. The information was simply never delivered. The one thing to do today? Write this word down: remission. Ask your doctor at your next appointment what it would take for that outcome to be possible in your specific case. You have the right to that conversation. Have it. 10 lessons, 30 years of research that accumulated quietly in journals and clinical trials while the conversation at your appointments stayed the same. You deserved this information at diagnosis. You deserved it at every 3-month follow-up where the same advice was repeated without the depth that made it actionable. You deserved a conversation that acknowledged your specific biology, your specific stress load, your specific cultural food tradition, and the specific research that explains why standard advice has been producing inadequate results in black women for 30 years. That conversation was overdue, and now you have had it. You are not a passive recipient of a chronic disease. You are an informed participant in a biological process that responds measurably, meaningfully, sometimes dramatically to the specific interventions that 30 years of research have identified as effective. The diabetes conversation changes today, not in the 15-minute appointment, in this kitchen, in this morning routine, in the stillness before the day begins, and the choices made at every meal that follows. You have the information, you have the tools, you have the ancestral wisdom of a food tradition that was managing blood sugar before anyone had a word for insulin resistance. Now you have 30 years of research confirming what that tradition always knew. Which of these 10 lessons hit you the hardest? Drop it in the comments. I read every one and I want to know what landed. Share this video with every Black woman in your life managing diabetes who has been following the same advice for years without the results she deserves. She needs these 10 lessons. She needed them 30 years ago. Give them to her today. Subscribe to Ebony Wellness at 50 because every week we bring you the honest, the specific, and the research-backed truth that Black women over 50 have been waiting for. 30 years of truth, 18 minutes, and a body that is ready to respond when you give it what it actually needs. See you next week.